All right. Welcome and thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're going to be talking about some marketing, a marketing opportunity. So I want to introduce you to McKay Byam, who's here today. He is a new wellness advocate, but the wellness industry and multi-level marketing in particular are not his first line of happiness. However, as he has gotten to know doTERRA, he has come to really enjoy and be very impressed with the offering that doTERRA has for us. And so I we got to talking about some things, and I learned about his expertise, which I'm going to have him tell you more about. But he has done some marketing, online marketing, mostly for tech companies, and I'll let him give you more about that. But he did some preliminary testing with some of doTERRA's products and found that there was a good chance that these are going to be a really good opportunity for us to market online. And so he and I have been working on a few things. And as we spoke last week, he suggested, why don't you open this up to a few more people and see if other people would like to be involved in it as well. And we're good with that, right? I'm excited to be able to share this with you. And I'm going to just pass it right over to McKay, and he's going to take it away.
Thanks, Brenda. It's been great. Getting to know the community. So I came in, and personally, I'm not I'm not the best with talking with other people or sharing things that are going on in my life. And so I came in with the hopes that I could put my other skills to work, which are in advertising and marketing. And so a little bit about me. So my name is McKay. I'm married, got three little kids. They are 8, 6, and 4. So it's lots of fun right now. But I'm initially a doctor. So I practiced medicine in Australia, started a tech company. We had some bad experiences with some advertisers along a while back, bad enough that it caused me to learn a lot. And so we developed our own in-house marketing team inside of our company. And now we do marketing for other companies as well. So that was kind of how we got into this space. And so it's an interesting area where, and the nice thing about, I'll explain kind of what Brenda and I have been talking about. I'll share now, but I think that the nice thing about this type of arrangement is that it's very aligned because I'm on Brenda's downline, and so if I'm successful, Brenda's successful, and we're all successful. So that's generally the attitude that I'm coming to it with, and excited about this type of opportunity. Because typically when we advertise, there's some companies that there's some advertising agencies that just don't care if people just give them money and they advertise, which is a bit sad. And that was the experience that we had, and they didn't really care to look in the results. But it's tough to kind of align your incentives. So doTERRA is great in that way because it really aligns what is good for me and what's good for you. And so Brenda and I have been talking about what we're really trying to build is a self-sustaining process for introducing people into your downlines. doTERRA, you all do a terrific job. This is what I'm really impressed with, is once people enter doTERRA, one, you guys love the products are great, and doTERRA does a really good job with that. So I don't need to like tell you all this, but it's actually kind of rare in companies that we've advertised for. Additionally, they come into it with a community, so they've got support. You're all there, you're all trying and striving and supporting one another. So these are the types of things that you really want. So I'm gonna do a bit of a walkthrough on the advertising that I do to help explain why we need some help, and to help explain why we're going to transition away from that help, because we want it to be sustainable. We don't picture people supporting it forever. Here, let me grab this, bring it over to the center so I'm looking at you all. So we don't want this to be something that is a burden for everyone. It's really a 90-day plan that we have to try and build a sustainable process. So I'll explain how advertising used to work and how it works a little bit more now. So in the past, people spent a lot of money on advertising because they had to find little audiences. So see this picture on the left here. There's this brown, this gray kind of beige circle here. Pretend that's everyone who would purchase a doTERRA product, who would become a wellness advocate occasionally. They're all in this group. The blue groups are little audiences that you would advertise to. You would say, I want to pick women in their 30s who have these characteristics, and you'd advertise to that group, and then you'd put some money in there, and maybe that group actually wasn't the best. Maybe it was people who instead were looking for their retirement. They were prepping a little bit more, or it's at a different stage. So people would spend a lot of money advertising in different areas, and ended up kind of, some of the online advertising got a bad reputation. Now what happens is, instead of targeting little populations, you start out with, pretend this blue circle is your target here. Now the AI that we work with target a really big population of people. And then it learns and finds all of the people that would purchase a doTERRA product. And so it's a much better system. It takes a little bit of support and patience to build. And that's why I'm talking about like a 90-day plan with some contribution from a few people through the doTERRA downline. But it's much better because it becomes a more reliable source. Because these little circles here, you would target an audience for a few months and then it would run out. You would target, and then you'd go find and try and find a new audience that would run out. And so this is a more sustainable process once it's trained and set up. That's the advantage of advertising now. And so I'll explain a little bit about what I do and what this overlaps with what some of the people at doTERRA do a really good job that I've kind of gotten to know. So I set up a very broad advertising campaign. It's that big circle back here where we're targeting a lot of people. And the campaign is learning. It's learning what are all the characteristics of the people that click on the ad, that go to the website, that do all the activities that we want to, and eventually sign up. It's learning who those people are. Then what I do is I run little ad tests every 3 or so days, little ad tests. And when we find ads that people respond very well to in these ad tests, we just add them into the broad campaign, the broad advertising campaign. And so if we have patience with this model, we don't have to try and find different audiences, but what we do have to find are the messages that people respond to. Now, the good news is doTERRA has a really nice message. It's a good message that people, the nutraceutical industry in general, just that health wellness space, is set to blow up over the next 10 years. doTERRA is extremely careful. They have great marketing materials. And so for us, our process is about working, myself, Brenda, other people who are willing to contribute at building these ad tests. I do that, don't worry, but I ask for contribution because you're all the product experts, right? You know more than me about the products and what people respond to as you talk with people. And so that's the help that I need too. And then we run these tests, and then our broad campaign, this is the one that's always running, just keeps getting better and better because we're filling it with ads that are winners. So we're measuring them out here, and we know they're good ads that people click on and like. So the broad campaign just keeps getting steam and kind of gaining progress. And that's when it becomes more self-sustaining. Now we have to spend money. So this next part is where myself, Brenda, and others are contributing now. We have to support this broad campaign and these ad tests that are happening. And so this is a diagram here. Picture this as the ad spend throughout this broad campaign. What we do is we start low. So we start at a few dollars a day and we raise it by a few dollars every day until we start to see more and more results. We don't know exactly when the results happen. It depends on the offering. It depends on the size that we're of the audience that we can target. But somewhere between $5 and $50 a day, somewhere between there, enough activity happens that the AI has learned this is who clicks on the ad. And so you'll see that the cost that I'll be spending on the advertising is going to slowly increase over time up until we find a part where it kind of, we realize it plateaus, and then we keep improving our ads and the landing page or the website where people go to, or the offerings, and the prices go down over time that it costs. So as this happens, this is the phase right here. where we need that support from people. Brenda's already supporting, others are considering contributing. And this is where we need that support so that we can make sure we're always have an ad budget for these 90 days to make sure that we can keep going up until it kind of starts showing those results that we're looking for. After that, Brenda, myself, will be having enough in our downlines that we are going to just support this ourselves and continue to place people underneath you because that benefits us. And so essentially after this period, the purpose of this period is to set up the process and make it independent for us so that we can support it and keep supporting you. So it's like, this is not a long-term thing that I think 6 months from now we'll say, oh, we need more. Once we've got it set up and so that we can put a little bit of doTERRA too, they've got the fast start program. So those types of things really support what we're doing then. So we can use the fast start to put people underneath you, but the fast start helps us support the advertising in the long term. So again, to reiterate, this initial phase is where we need that help while we're trying to figure out exactly what people respond to, and while we train the AI on who the people are, what else they click on, how they respond on the website. So just a little bit more about that process, just in a bit more detail. So we will advertise on Instagram and Facebook. Those are the primary places where Facebook advertising is now done. Facebook owns Instagram, in case no one knew that, but it's interesting. And so then they will go from there to the website, which is great because we've got a lot of things that we can do on the website. That's the part I really like about doTERRA, is that often when we advertise for other companies, they just have one offering, like painting or something, or their software. doTERRA has a bunch of different offers that we can provide, even though it all leads to the product. There's courses. So we've got a course set up on the website. There's one-on-one meetings that Brenda and other advocates are willing to have with people to bring them on board. And there's already recurring group sessions where people are introducing the product, talking about the benefits, testimonials. So all of these things are great places where we can direct them from the website. Then there is, for those that maybe don't bite on that first bit, we are collecting data and emails on them, and so that we can retarget these people because they've expressed enough interest to give us an email and to go down that process. And so we're going to have some of that information. So this is a machine that really gets more and more effective over time. And that's kind of what I'm good at, is making sure that we don't waste money or time on this, because every person that clicks on our ad or goes to the website or interacts with a course is really important for us. And they might not convert today, but they might convert next month or the month after. And that's the part of this that really starts to snowball. And so that's the basics of it. I wanted to leave time for questions. So if we come here to the opportunity, essentially 90 days to build the process. I don't know exactly at what budget it will hit. I have experience, so I can guess, and I have seen good response to some of the ad tests we did, but we have built the website. I can throw that up and kind of give you a sample for how we work through it. But essentially, there's the 90-day process. We're asking people for $100 per month for those 3 months, for those 90 days. Next, so this money helps the ad spend grow. Every few days, I increase it up until we start seeing results. And at that part, if we start seeing results at $5 a day, great. We'll probably call off month 3. That said, we still need to continue and start putting people underneath you. And so it might take a little time for it to become self-reliant on the fast starts, but that would be great news. People get placed underneath you in the order. And so Brenda will just go through the order of people who have signed up. And when someone signs up, they'll get placed underneath you. Additionally, we'll onboard them and send them to community groups. Brenda will offer them other resources that this group has, like Ginger. It's a terrific offer. And I think this really kind of broadens out who we can appeal to, because some people who might be a little bit more shy about MLMs, but interested in doTERRA products, or might need a little time to warm up to it, they're getting supported. Like, their offer is, come join doTERRA, enjoy the products, get the wellness. We'll fill people underneath you with this. So it's a nice offering for people that are a little apprehensive about an MLM structure. So the goal is 90 days, self-reliant. once it's sustainable, Brenda and I will take on the costs and continue that process on. And roughly 8 spots are what we think are needed. We'll move forward before that, regardless, but 8 spots would be great. And it would give us the room during that 90 days to kind of keep increasing budget until we hit that part where it learns and then the cost goes down. So this was open to questions the whole time, but Brenda, did I miss anything? Other people, ask away.
Hey, McKay,
Hey,
I'd like to say something. This is Tim, Brenda's husband. I've actually Brenda reviewed this from a business standpoint. I reviewed it from a technology standpoint, and asked McKay lots of questions about his methodology, and it seems sound. I think he's got a great process, and I think there's a great chance for success here. So, you've got my stamp of approval from a technology standpoint.
thanks, Tim. Yeah, and it's been, yeah, again, great getting to know both of you. So thank you for the, because I'm new to DoTerra. I mean, my mother-in-law always had essential oils, and so I'm thankful to be a part of it.
Maybe no one is more surprised than you at how much you love doTERRA. Is that true?
Yeah, that's very true, especially because I'm very impressed with the company DoTerra as well.
Mhm.
Very
Yeah.
impressed. So yeah. Anyways, okay. Other questions?
Hang on, you're muted, Mom. Let me unmute you.
I got it.
Oh, good.
Hey, can you show us a few of the ads you did?
Oh,
Like
great.
what
Okay. The
that-
ads we
that-
did, those
is
were
that-
for, yeah. So the ads were for, who knows here about the, Brenda, does anyone know about the Giving Tree Initiative?
A lot of people have heard about it.
Okay, great. So very simple ads. Let me show you. Sorry, I didn't expect that question. Let's make sure I've got them. What's
So
that?
you came in through Giving Tree, but you're also now going to product share, right?
Yeah. The person who was initially going to support this on the Giving Tree is having a bit of a rough spot right now, and so needs to focus on his company right now. And so Brenda invited me to one of the product review
The
testimonials.
wellness workshop Thursday nights with Lassen. Yeah.
And after I watched that, I was just like, why are we not doing the product right now? So that was my takeaway. Well, I was like, there's already the structure there. So from an advertising perspective, I was kind of blown away. Okay.
That was my question too, McKay.
Looking at an ad. Okay.
I said my question was why aren't the Giving Tree people looking at the product also? Because it's such a great offering. And anyway.
It is. And so I still have connections with the Giving Tree, and this is a hope that we can get this. I think this is an easier sell right now. And so I think we start with this. Let's be successful on one stream, but you're absolutely right that we can, our group's excited. So they also want to do a completely scent one with diffusers. They think that by itself could be a very big one too. So the wellness, the Giving Tree, the scents, we've got lots of ideas, but I'm keeping people focused, product first.
Yes. And I think also that there are a lot of pathways that you can come in. So Melissa, the Giving Tree, because you're not super familiar, but all it is building the same structure with doTERRA to a more philanthropic audience. And they are people who really want to give and just create a giving, like a give to receive to give more. So they're just purchasing hygiene kits. And because the hygiene kits are a PV product, they're a commissionable product. They feel good giving. They get a tax write-off for their giving. They don't have to, have any essential oils that they don't like or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? It like closed the sales cycle really quickly for a certain group of people. But I love that McKay really saw from a marketing perspective, we already have all the pieces in place of being able to just plug people into information. And that's because of all the work that you guys have been doing for years of putting things together and creating opportunity and community and all of those things. And so, yeah, I think that this is going to be really fun.
I'll share an ad here. And this is okay, so this is the great thing. So we advertise for some other digital companies. With a digital company, often people have really high standards for what they expect for the ads because it's a software application or it's a virtual reality product, and they really want to see a visually stimulating thing. The thing that we were testing was, does a very organic ad perform well? And the great thing is, yes, in doTERRA they do. So this was small tests we ran with just myself doing filming for the Giving Tree. So bear in mind, but this will be a good sample of just 15-second ads that we use. So I just downloaded it where, oh, it seems to be stuck in WhatsApp. I'll share WhatsApp. Here we go. Okay. So if you're not blown away by the ad, perfect. Because if a simple ad can do well, that's what we're trying to see. So can we hear audio? Let's make sure. Audio? Is it coming through?
We can't see it or hear it. Did you optimize for sound and video when you shared?
Good question. Let me look at the sharing options.
If you even just stop sharing and go to share again, it's got those two buttons right at the bottom.
Oh, great. I don't use Zoom as often. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, great. Here we go. Does it feel like you're always one step behind every financial wave? So you believe there are people that make passive income online, but not you. This hesitancy makes sense to me. I mean, I feel like people are trying to find an opportunity where it's a low risk, but it's a real opportunity over time. And it can be tough to spot the real ones. If this is interesting to you and you qualify, you can be one of the first to plant roots in the doTERRA Giving Tree initiative. It's very low risk to see if you qualify. Book in for a one-on-one meeting with myself, Dr. Byam, to see if this works for you. Okay, great. So they're very simple ads that will run. Mostly I would like things from you all. Brenda's obviously my first guinea pig for recording things, but testimonials like that. Like some of you, I've already heard some of your testimonials, but stories like, I didn't know what passive income was. Now our mortgage has been paid off early. Those types of things, they're very small 15-second ads, but they're just terrific. All we want is about 15 seconds. And then what I do is I find the messaging throughout it. So there will be things for people who are thinking more about the problem of their income. And there's other people who are kind of aware of doTERRA and will need to be like, they'll need to hear more about the compensation scheme to kind of finally click on that ad. And that's what I do. I do a good job picking throughout that so that we storyboard everything out and that they'll see the first ad, they'll see the second ad, they'll see the third ad that really brings them along on the journey and the story that you're all telling. Sorry, 1 second.
I love that. And I do love how simple that was and how like intriguing. It was like, huh, what is this?
Yep. And again, some will be very much just kind of like scratching an itch or putting a pebble in their shoe, as they say, just to kind of make them notice. Other ones will be much more explanatory, where it's, okay, if you join the Abundant Healing doTERRA team, we're going to support you with our community, with Ginger, and we're going to have an advertising campaign like this going to put people underneath your downline. Some will be very explanatory. They won't be myself. They will be people like yourself. So there's a few people that I think I've already kind of, we know are willing to or volunteering, but all of you have different stories. And so if you have a script or if you think people respond to this particular thing, that's very helpful for me. I'm starting to learn more. And the great thing is with other products that we advertise, like for healing, for Giving Tree, we'd have to make up all of the stuff. That was our first test. We have to make up all the stuff. But for doTERRA, there's already thousands of images, thousands of videos that doTERRA has. So it really allows me to make higher quality ads at a lower cost. So that's why we're essentially not taking anything as an agency, but instead putting it towards the advertising. So, because there's so much already there.
I love the 15 seconds.
Yeah. That's all you need. The website. I didn't show you the website, but I'm also very good at building landing pages so that they're very focused. So we're going to take people through when they go.
Can you show
Oh
show
yeah,
the website, or is
yep,
it?
yep. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go. Okay. Okay. So it's not fully up right now or live, but this is a homepage. And so,
McKay, if you can pull the your toolbar off of the picture,
do you see the
or just
toolbar?
put it way down. I know it's so stupid, but it's just a black yeah. There's
Okay, great.
something Zoom has like failed on that.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I don't use this much. Okay, so I can give you a little bit of a demonstration on what we do with pages, but essentially what we try and do is sell people the value that doTERRA and your community provides. Your community, Abundantly Healing, is really helping people, and we're targeting women in this initial campaign, achieve a better lifestyle. And so here we describe that value, and then here we tell the details of what Abundantly Healing does for that. So it sets people up with the doTERRA's proven MLM. And we can work on this once this is live. I'm learning the lingo. Brenda's helping me. But you'll see here, anyways, as we go through, then we're providing them with more of the values. Some of your testimonials are here. And
Not your
essentially,
pictures yet.
but not your pictures yet. And what we're trying to do, our sole thing that we're kind of pushing people towards on this first campaign is towards a workshop. So people, this is the homepage. You can share this with anyone in your communities and your downlines, people like that. But the ads will actually take people to a landing page, which is much more targeted. The landing page itself, this is where the ads take you. And this will be very targeted towards the workshop. So free online workshop, it validates the work that Brenda and those in Abundantly Healing have been doing. It's got the value right there. Never share your email. So anyways, testimonials,
We could
credibility.
use either Chris, your question on MLM. We can say MLM or we can say direct marketing. It is a multi-level company.
Yep.
So
Yep. Happy with all those. Was there someone in the comment box?
but Chris
Okay,
asked a
great.
question.
Oh, great. I
Yeah.
can't see it. Okay, great. And those are the things that I can make hundreds of these landing pages. So you don't see these if you go back to home. You don't see that page there. This is where the ad takes you. And that's the stuff that I will be always working on and changing. If we go back to the things that I work on, the ads, the landing page, how people navigate. So a very nice streamlined page. The whole purpose of this page is to get them to go to the workshop. So when people go to the workshop, this is nice. You see I have 100%. It's got a progress bar for the people that are taking the course. What we want, and we've got some examples here. See, this is the beautiful part, is that like doTERRA already has videos that would have cost me, if I were to try and make these videos would cost me probably $5,000 to $6,000 to make. And doTERRA has already got them. So that's the advantage of what we have. But we'll add some kind of testimonials at the start. Essentially, we want to help people who come through here understand how Abundantly Healing, which is your group, how your group's going to help them and support them with advertising and all the resources you have in the community. We want to educate them on the product. We want to educate on how this can become an income for them. And then we want to try and convert them to actually signing out, getting a checkout, and doing an onboarding call after they've done that. So that's where we're driving people towards here. Next steps, purchase doTERRA products, and then your one-on-one meeting after. And so that's the bread and butter. So as they go through this course too, we grab their emails, but that's essentially what we're working on. We have other ideas. So one, if the course isn't working the best, what you do is we switch this up, and instead we book people in for a 15-minute chat on Brenda's calendar. So that's the fun part about this is
And we
there's
can
lots of
also we can
different things.
rotate calendars if we do a few things, and if you guys want to be through the rotation of actually doing the one-on-ones, which I would love, for anyone who wants to have the phone calls coming in to help support, new people and bring them in and get them signed up. I want to just mention, over the years, because most of you that are here live have been here for a long time, and we've done a lot of things. We've done Synduit, we've done what's Laura's Enroll Pro. We've done, I mean, there have been just like tons of opportunities and offerings of things that people have had, available. What we have never had is the kind of testing and the one-on-one interest with our team that this provides to us. And while a lot of the content that we've had over the years has been good, the problem isn't the content. The problem is getting the word out to the people that we are trying to attract into our business. And many of us who've been here for a lot of years, like, we don't want to talk to our neighbors anymore. They all know we do it. They come to us when they're sick, right? They come. And so they know, but they don't want to build a business. And we're still looking for those business builders. There are 8 billion people in the world. We could stand a few more on our team, right? Right. And so that's one of the reasons that I wanted to bring this um, forward, just so that you guys could see what's possible here, and then give you the opportunity to, if you would like to be one of the 8 people and participate, we would love to have your support with that. And if it's not a good fit for you right now, Brian McKay and I are going to be moving forward with this anyway. It just is going to take longer, which is okay too. But we really believe in it, and so it's going to be something that we think will be helpful. So
Well said. Yep. Very well said. Yep. I agree. And the people that come on really do help, even if you aren't able to contribute content, if that's not your thing that you want to help with, or answering any of my questions, just by supporting it and allowing the process so that we can say, okay, we're not seeing results at $7 a day. What about $10 a day? Because it really is not a black hole you're just kind of sinking money into. If AI is going to be something we learn a lot about over the next 10 years, but AI has to be trained. You just can't get around it. And that budget that you're providing trains it. Once it's trained, it knows how to find the people. And so we have to get through what's called the learning phase. And that's what your budget is really helping with, for anyone who wants to contribute. And again, we're moving forward, and I think we'll get the 8. And so, but either way, I hope it blesses all of us in the long term, regardless of whether you're able to contribute, because it's a neat offer.
yeah, no, it's awesome. So are there any other questions? If not, we will call it a night.
Yeah, it would be nice to hear. The website and the course are finishing up over the next weekend. We're hoping that things can start going live next week. And so it'd be nice to hear at some point in the next 3 to 10 days, 3 to 5 days, something like that. I don't know if Brenda's having any timeline, but that would be my hope, because things are kind of ready on the outreach side.
Yep. I know you're sending me some good things.
So
Yes, Chris, very true, right? It's good we have someone that understands ads on Facebook. I've sunk a little bit into that with no success.
Yeah. Okay. Because that was our experience, right? Going back
Yep.
to what we did with the agency, we had this agency and we were just sinking money into this.
Seems like it's good for Facebook, right?
Yeah. And again, this was, good for Facebook, but not good for Facebook, because what Facebook's learned, that's part of this adjustment, was if there's a bad reputation for advertising on Facebook, then people will stop doing it. So it's about doing it right. And we had an agency that was just one of those ones that was like, we're going to take your money and just spend it, and hope that you're okay with that. But anyways, that's why we had to shift on internally and just say, what are we doing here? And it's been great since then. So yeah. Okay.
So, okay, I want to ask one more question. What types of things would it be useful for us to talk about or do for you, or teach you, or share our experiences with you?
The really great things are what we call there's 2 things. So one is the value propositions. A value proposition is just something that it's brought into your life that's a blessing. I've seen a few of your testimonials, but something that's a blessing is terrific. The other thing is what's called your pain points. So what was the thing you were struggling with before doTERRA that doTERRA helped you with? But helping me understand that is great. I understand from a general level that people need more money to live. Some women at times don't have the resume they hope for, but they need to increase their financial earnings. Those types of problems that I maybe have less knowledge in are really helpful. So the things it's brought you, but the pain points that led to it, because some of our ads will focus just a lot more on that, where it'll be like, your husband gets laid off and your family needs an income, you want to contribute, but you don't have a resume. Like those are, again, I'm kind of talking to one problem, but you all know those things more in your life.
Well, and I think, I mean, there's been a lot of situations from just the people that I'm looking at here where you've had a spouse with health issues where you've needed more time freedom, or parents, you're taking care of your aging parents and you need to have that time freedom available. Stay-at-home moms, obviously, or mothers that would like to be stay-at-home moms but need a full-time income. Also, retirees. There are how many people every time you go to Walmart, you're talking to a greeter who would likely rather be sitting at home. Not always. Sometimes they love it and they need something to do, and I think that that's super valuable. But if they're trying to live on that and they're hurting and they're standing there in pain, I mean, this is a sad future for a number of people, and it's good to take a look at that now and just be like, look, let's make some shifts so we can adjust for that.
Yeah, so that'd be helpful.
Thank you. So like income, health.
You guys have done an amazing job, Mom and Dad, with your with just your lifestyle, your garden, your chickens, your lifestyle, because you haven't had to continue chasing after figuring out a better retirement, because doTERRA has supported you. And I think that that's really valuable. The other thing that you guys have going for you is the fountain of youth, because I mean, that's what my cousins say every time we go to family gatherings. Dad's
Yeah.
in, what are you now, Dad? You're 76 years old and you're still skiing, right?
I skied with the grandkids on Saturday,
Very nice.
and they asked to go to the lodge before I did.
So there you go. We're gonna make you want to go skiing with your grandkids landing page. Thank you.
That's
I
right.
love that.
13 years on LLB.
I've got a great video of him coming down the hill too somewhere. I'll have to go find it. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us. Those of you who are catching the replay, and for those of you who are live, if you are interested and would like to participate, just reach out to me and I will be happy to point you in the right direction. So thanks so much. Thank you,
Thanks.
McKay, for being here with us tonight.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
Yep, great
Good
meeting
night.
you all. See you. Bye-bye.
All right, guys.